Well, hello and welcome back to the Dan John University podcast. As we begin this today, I feel kind of lucky. I just finished an international trip, and my wife and I both agree we were like a day early coming home. We didn't have long lines coming in through immigration. Of course, we all do all those go global and all those other things, the TSA pre, and of course, and we're also both Diamond members, and so we were pretty lucky. And that brings me to an important point. I'd like to talk about the pandemic that's going on right now. There's a couple issues I'd like to go over if you don't mind. First, I got to give you my life philosophy. I just feel like I have to. I have to start there. My friend Jim Marcosian says the problem with asking me a question is I always have to start with in the beginning and then circle around each and every variable and then finally come to my point. But in this case, it's really important to me. We, here in this home, there's basically three foundational beliefs we have. And I worry that, especially in the United States today, a few of them are being lost. Number one is we believe in the absolute dignity of each and every human person. So if a person who comes in from another country comes into your place and you kick them out because they're Chinese or Korean, that doesn't reflect the absolute dignity of each and every human person. During times of disease and trouble, it's always easy to blame people, the others, the thems. And the truth is, folks, if you keep going down that spiral, pretty soon everybody's a them. And that goes against everything I believe in. The second thing I strongly believe in, it's called the preferential option for the poor. So whenever you make a decision, you got to think about how does it affect the poor? How does it affect the deaf, the blind, those who need a little extra lift up for just normal? Well, what's happening in the States right now is that they want to close all these schools and then they want to go to online education. My wife Tiffany and I basically paid for an entire program a few years ago called COW. And it's called Computer on Wheels. There was a school here locally in which the bulk of the third graders had no computer at home and had never used a computer. So we did the COW program. We bought them classroom sets of computers so that the kids could learn how to use computers. Well, God bless them. I hope it makes a difference, and I hope it makes a difference in one of those kids' lives, and that'll be great. But here's the thing. Those same children go home and are expected to do online education without computers. Many of those same kids get their breakfast and lunch at school. So when you close school, there's a gap, and that gap is breakfast, lunch, online education. We need to always keep that in mind. And the third thing, of course, in this family, and it's our family mission statement, it's make a difference. And as small as this little podcast might be, I feel, and thanks again to Brian, I feel that this podcast makes a difference. The emails we're getting daily they're pretty, honestly, they're inspiring. And this is also a good time that you can make a difference. Now, there's all kinds of things you can do. One, for most Americans anyway, stop hoarding toilet paper. If you run out of toilet paper, folks, and the water's working, you have another option. You can take a shower. And if the shower doesn't make you clean enough, then we have to have another set of discussions later on. Make a difference. You might have a neighbor who, our good friend across the street, she's struggling with really virulent cancer right now. So if you're wandering around, going to the bars every night and then dropping by and visiting her, God bless you for visiting her, but you might be spreading disease that might take her out. Now, at the same time, you know, I don't know how to say this, but I was fortunate in a way. And this is going to sound strange. My mom, who died October 2nd, 1980, as late as August of that year, she was still fairly active. The month of September was rough, and then she died very quickly, a very condensed window of morbidity. My father, we're not sure exactly what happened, but on Halloween of 1991, he was found dead in front of the TV set. So I have seen, I have been lucky in my life to see condensed periods of morbidity with my family members. At the same time, I've also seen those long, difficult deaths that my friends' parents have had to endure. Death is part of life, and I know in my own case that I am closer to the end of my days than I am to the beginning of my days. But I also would not want to be the person that gets the finger pointed at me to bringing something preventable like the coronavirus into somebody else's home, or to be part of the system that allows someone to die too soon. So I hope each of you takes the idea of pandemic seriously. And as if you know me, you know that I think of everything as a check mark. Um, um, it comes from Nassim Taleb's The Hockey Stick, but it's the idea that, there is this whole area of things in life that if you just do a little bit often over the long haul, good things are going to happen for you. So I would argue that for most of the people listening to this podcast, you've probably been doing those things. Getting enough sleep every night, getting some sunshine, eating vegetables. Don't let yourself get morbidly obese. Keeping an eye on the basics of life. Doing all those tiny little things, flossing your teeth, wearing your seatbelt, all those things that really over time add up to a lot more than walking around with the face mask on all day long. But at the other hand, there are those things like the Spanish flu of 1918. In 1918, one of our American cities decided not to cancel a parade. And because of that huge group of people gathered, the Spanish flu wiped out a huge population of that city. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this. It is going to be the little things that the best things you can do. But at the same time, let's all try not to make it much, much worse. Thank you very much for listening. I want to add one last thing. Some of you who have decided not to go to gyms or you want to stay inside during this time, I feel bad about selling things because someone kind of attacked us online for the fact that sometimes I'll say in our Q&A here that, at Dan John University, use the workout generator. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's a good piece of equipment. But if you are deciding to stay home, go to the generator, pick 30 to 1 hour workouts. If you don't have equipment at home, you'll still get a workout for you. If you have marginal amounts of equipment, you'll still get workouts that you can do at home. And I guess if there's going to be an upside from this pandemic, one little upside is going to be the fact that some of you will appreciate the importance of having a minimal home gym. A single kettlebell and a single suspension trainer, for me, was a game changer for a lot of my career as I was dealing with multiple travel and home issues all at once. Being able to get those little workouts in was a life changer for me. So during this time of the pandemic, I still want you to drink water, eat veggies, eat protein. If you're home all the time, practice, lower your stress levels. Get a workout in every day between 30 minutes and an hour, using your own facilities at home, and maybe come out on the other end of this better and brighter than ever. Okay? And good luck to you.